I set off to find the most effective way to grow and improve my life. And it starts with this book. Joe Navarro, former FBI agent who uses his skill set of reading body language to crack cases wide open. Not exactly your traditional self-improvement book. Body language accounts for 90% of our communication, almost exclusively without our knowledge. Because of this, Joe can tap into a much higher wealth of knowledge without even interacting with you. Kind of freaky, but kind of awesome. Through his book, Joe became my mentor, and he taught me the skills of reading body language that took him a lifetime to learn, but that pales in comparison to what he actually taught me. And then I turned to Brian Tracy's book called Goals. How to Get Everything You Want Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible. Kind of a scammy title. This book taught me everything I could have ever wanted to know about defining my dreams, setting goals, and actually achieving them. Suddenly, I knew not only how to define my dreams, but how to accomplish them. And this changed my life. I now had a direction, not delusions of grandeur. Brian Tracy says, you're always only one step away from dramatically changing your life for the better. You just have to find it. And I thought I had found my answer. I mean, after all, I was learning these incredible strategies by these incredible people that took them years, decades to learn, and they could just teach it to me. They taught me this and they taught me that. And since it seemed to be working, I went to the next best place, which was YouTube, because I thought that all of this change and growth was coming from the actual strategies. And that was a piece of it, but that wasn't actually all of it. I was learning so many incredible new things and new strategies, yet it didn't quite seem to give me the growth and the change that I wanted, especially not like what I'd gotten from the original two books that kind of began me on this journey. And I watched everything I could get my hands on, like everything. And after a while, it felt kind of frivolous. Like it felt like all I did was put on LeBron James shoes and expected to play as good as him. You know, like I was learning all of these like items and these strategies, but they weren't actually like taking me forward. I knew the answer for immense change and growth was here somewhere. I just had to liberate it. And it came from two very different individuals, Austin Kleon and Tim Ferriss. Austin Kleon has written several books, such as Show Your Work, Steal Like an Artist, and Keep Going, and might be one of the more out-of-the-box thinkers that I have ever read. Moving on to Tim Ferriss, widely known for his show, The Tim Ferriss Experiment, as well as his books, including The 4-Hour Workweek, Tools of the Titans, and Tribe of Mentors. Tim Ferriss is remarkable at breaking down the science of strategy to learn skills in remarkable amounts of time. And I found a pattern between these two guys that unlocked the final key to incredible amounts of growth and self-improvement. Both of these men had incredible strategies, but what set them apart and what I found was that their strategies demanded that you see the world through their eyes. Austin Kleon puts it like this: chew on one thinker, writer, artist, activist, role model that you really love. Study everything that there is to know about them, and then find the 3 people that that thinker loves and do the same with them. Repeat this as many times as you can. The purpose of this is to learn how they think, learn the thinking behind the art, because that is where the magic is. Intellectually, I knew this, but it didn't click until I was reading Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek, which is packed full of incredible exercises. And that's when I realized I could do these things that he says in the books. I could apply these strategies without actually adopting the mindset. But what came through so strong was he really emphasized the building of this mindset, not just the use of his strategies. He was requiring me to see the world through his eyes. And that is where the true power comes from when it comes to learning from people and being mentored by authors. Because I could have done just the surface stuff of apply, take this little thing here, this strategy here, try it there, apply it here, do all these things, and they probably would have worked somewhat. Or I could have gone the extra mile, I could have gone farther into this rabbit hole, and I could have actually tried to put on the lenses of how these men see the world, how they operate, how they create change, and take a little bit more effort, but the results would be so much better. So I was kind of at an impasse. I was faced with this decision. Do I take the quick, shallow route and just read up tons and tons of books and get all these strategies coming in? Or do I take a little bit more time with this book and with these people and their skills, and learn to see and adopt portions of how they interact with their world. And that's when it clicked, like, oh, like Joe Navarro's book required me to do that. Like I had to do it in order to adopt his strategies. And then it was like, oh, like Brian Tracy's book, he did the exact same thing. And I remember when I was reading that book, consciously thinking, I was like, okay, like how invested am I actually gonna be in this book? Like, am I gonna take notes? Am I gonna do the exercises that he gives? Or am I just gonna read it and move on? And I decided at the very beginning, I was like, no matter how dumb it feels, I'm gonna do every exercise that he says in this book. Again, it just like, it clicked. It's like, oh, yeah, well, like that's why those books were so influential in my life, because they forced me to see the world through their eyes. It allowed me to see through their lenses of reality, which was like really, really cool. Like they spent a long time building that, and I could just like step in and just like whoosh, get a little glimpse. And this is truly where the magic happens. And here's why. Someone else's strategy will rarely work as well for you as it did for them. And that's because a lot of self-improvement and growth and things like that, while some of it is universal, there are universal characteristics of it, but when you get a specific hack, or I hate that word, a specific like tool or toolkit that you can use and apply to your life, 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna be as effective for you as it was for them, because it's personalized to them. What you wanna know is what gave them that strategy, what gave them that tool that allowed them to do this thing, that allowed them to be more productive or accomplish this or grow or change or whatever. You wanna know, where did that strategy come from? And if you can learn how to do that, then you can learn how to develop things that are personalized to you, that'll have a much higher success rate, and they'll be much more effective in helping you improve, helping you grow, helping you learn and change and whatever you're trying to accomplish. Because you want the map, not just the directions. And you do this by finding a way to see the world through their eyes, like I said before. And sadly, so many people leave this out. So here is how you can do that. Read their books and seek to get a glimpse of how they see the world. Read the books that they read and ask the questions that they are asking. Not because you want to be them, but because you want to understand the lenses that they see their reality through. And for a very real life example, here's how I did this last week. So you see this book behind me, Tribe of Mentors, written by Tim Ferriss. Incredible book. Basically, he takes a whole bunch of questions and asks very, very successful people in different areas of life these same questions, and hearing their responses are very interesting. And one of the questions that he asks is, what are 1 to 3 books that you have either given away or have had a high impact on your life? There's a lot of people in there that I deeply respect, but one of them is Terry Crews, and he gave a recommendation of a book that he reads, I think he said like once every 2 months, like really, really often. And he said that he does this because it helps him stay focused and centered on what exactly he is accomplishing and how to get there. And I was like, whoa, okay, if he does that with this same book, then this book carries a lot of value, but it also is gonna show me like, how does he view his achievements, his goals, his success? How does he view that? I didn't even think twice about it. I just like bought the book because I was like, I need to know what this is. I need to be able to see a little piece of his reality, a little piece of how he interacts with the world and how he sees achievement and goals and his success. You know, I'm gonna let that book show me how he sees opportunity in areas that I don't see it. Take time to enlist mentors in your life. And if they're authors, as Austin Kleon says, the best part is they can't even refuse you.